Part 1. The cold, hard truth about Blackout Survival. Picture this. The grid goes down and suddenly your freezer full of nuggets is a ticking time bomb. McDonald's and Arby's, my personal favorite, and yes, I'm prepared to be attacked for it, is just a fond memory. Now the only thing left standing between you and the growl of your stomach is a pantry full of mystery cans. Congratulations, you're living the plot of every apocalyptic movie ever, minus the explosions and zombies. For now, let's face it. Most people's emergency food plans consist of hoarding canned beans and maybe a dusty jar of peanut butter. Sure, you could survive on that, but do you want to? If life without Wi-Fi and air conditioning wasn't bleak enough, try enduring it while eating canned tuna straight out of the can. So today, we're diving into blackout food that doesn't suck. From smart pantry hacks to underrated techniques for gourmet survival, let's talk keep your taste buds entertained while the world crumbles. Food fatigue, why it's a real threat. First things first, food fatigue is real. In long-term survival situations, eating the same bland food every day can drain your morale faster than a dying flashlight battery. Don't believe me? Take a look at NASA's research. Astronauts have to endure months of freeze-dried space meals, and they've found that variety isn't just nice, it's critical to mental health and performance. You're not in zero gravity, but the principle still applies. Canned beans might keep you alive, but they won't keep you happy or sane. Overrated survival foods. What to skip? Before we jump into alternatives, let's call out some of the most overrated and overpriced survival foods people flock to when prepping. Just remember, not everyone will agree with this, as there's always exceptions, especially with food preference. MREs, meals ready to eat. The military classic. While MREs might look like the holy grail of survival food, they're not as amazing as Instagram preppers make them out to be. They can be bulky, and let's be honest, how many people actually enjoy eating processed meat paste in vacuum-sealed pouches? The better option. Instead of shelling out cash for MREs, stock up on DIY dehydrated meals. With a little prep, you can make lightweight, flavorful options catered to your tongue that last just as long, without tasting like regret. Expensive freeze-dried meals, brands like Mountain House Cam, charge a fortune for glorified camping meals. Sure, they can taste better than MREs, but they'll drain your wallet faster than our gas generator's fuel gauge. The better option. Learn how to freeze-dry at home if you're serious about long-term prepping. Otherwise, stick to simple dehydrated foods or pantry staples like rice, lentils, and spices to create your own meals. Protein bars and meal replacement shakes. While convenient, living off protein bars will make you feel like a robot programmed for sadness. They might even have you feeling like you're on the train from Snowpiercer eating bug bars. The 2014 movie version specifically. Haven't seen it? Well, now this is survival advice and movie advice. Plus, they lack variety, fiber, and the satisfaction of eating an actual meal. The better option. Opt for hearty, shelf-stable snacks like granola, nuts, and jerky. They're cheaper and more satisfying. How to upgrade your blackout pantry. Now let's talk about foods that don't just keep you alive, but make you feel alive. Spices. The unsung heroes. Want to transform boring rice and beans into a 5-star meal? Spices are your secret weapon. A $10 investment in salt, pepper, garlic powder, chili flakes, and cinnamon can make even the humblest meal taste gourmet. Pro tip. Keep spice blends like taco seasoning or curry powder on hand for quick, powerful flavor boosts. Shelf-stable comfort foods. Think mac and cheese, ramen, and pancake mix. Sure, they're not health food, but in a survival scenario, comfort is priceless. These items are cheap, easy to prepare, and guaranteed to bring a little joy when the lights are out. Fermented foods, ew to some, yum to many. Pickles, sauerkraut, and kimchi aren't just delicious, they're packed with probiotics and can last for months without refrigeration. They're the apocalypse's version of a health trend. Canned meats and fish, but make it interesting. Instead of plain canned tuna, branch out to items like sardines in olive oil, chicken in broth, or even canned ham. Pair them with crackers or bread, and suddenly you've got something resembling something of a meal. DIY food that keeps you sane. If you have time to prep before disaster strikes, homemade solutions can take your food game to the next level. Homemade jerky. All you need is a dehydrator or even just an oven and some seasoning. Beef, chicken, or even tofu can be transformed into chewy, protein-packed snacks that last for months. Dehydrated soups and stews. Cook a big batch of your favorite soup, dehydrate it, and vacuum seal the results. Add hot water and voila, instant comfort food. Baking bread without an oven. Did you know you can bake flatbread on a stovetop or over an open flame? Ingredients like flour, water, and baking powder are cheap and last forever, making this a survival staple. Blackout cooking tips. Cooking during a blackout doesn't have to be a disaster. With a few tools and techniques, you can whip up decent meals without modern conveniences. Like and subscribe early to gain +6 cooking skills for better tasting meals. No, but I really do appreciate it if you get a chance to. Thanks in advance, and let's move on, friend. 1. Rocket stoves and solar ovens. These compact, eco-friendly tools are perfect for outdoor cooking. 2. They're also great conversation starters because nothing says prepared like making pancakes on a solar oven while your neighbors panic. 3. Canned heat, sterno. A simple, portable way to heat food indoors without gas or electricity. Long-term survival food strategies now, into the deeper strategies for keeping your stomach happy since Wendy's is just a pre-apocalypse memory. Which establishment would you miss the most after the grid is out? Write your favorite fast food restaurant in the comments, and we will continue. Yes, I'm standing strong with Arby's and perhaps some Carl's Jr. On we go, combating food fatigue. Think like a chef. When the grid goes down, meal creativity becomes as essential as clean water. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. Here's how to keep your menu interesting. Rotate ingredients like a pro. Have rice, beans, and canned tomatoes. That's not just chili, it's paella. Add a little saffron and seafood if you've got it. Got flour and water? That's the beginning of homemade pasta or dumplings. Pro tip, keep a laminated cheat sheet of recipe ideas near your stash. It's like a survivalist cookbook for the end of days. Barter for ingredients. In long-term survival scenarios, food will become a currency. Swapping canned goods for fresh produce, spices, or even rare items like chocolate can help you diversify your diet. Grow your own. Sprouting seeds is an easy way to add fresh greens to your meals, even indoors. Microgreens like alfalfa, sunflower, or radish are packed with nutrients and grow in just a few days. The unsung hero, coffee. Let's get one thing straight. Caffeine withdrawal during a blackout is not ideal. Stocking up on instant coffee, tea bags, or even green coffee beans you can roast yourself is an underrated survival move. Why it matters. Studies show caffeine enhances focus, alertness, and even physical endurance, all of which you'll need when scavenging for firewood or defending your food stash from raccoons. Snacks that make you forget you're in survival mode. Snacks aren't just goldfish for kids, they're survival gold. I do still enjoy goldfish, however. Here's a breakdown of shelf-stable options that feel indulgent but are practical for the apocalypse. 1. Nut butter. A calorie-dense, protein-packed staple that pairs well with crackers, bread, or even straight off the spoon. 2. Dried fruits. They're sweet, satisfying, and last forever when stored properly. 2. Plus, they keep scurvy at bay if fresh produce is hard to come by. 3. Chocolate. High in calories, long-lasting, and morale-boosting. 3. What more could you want? Why fancy survival gear isn't always the answer. We've talked about food, but let's briefly address the elephant in the bug-out bag. Overpriced, overrated survival gear. People love buying gadgets that look cool but are often impractical, albeit still pretty neat sometimes. Case in point, 300 tactical sporks. What you actually need. 1. A sturdy pot or pan for cooking. 2. A multi-tool, yes, one you actually know how to use. 3. Durable containers for food storage. The takeaway. It's not about having the fanciest gear. It's about having the right tools and knowing how to use them effectively. Creative blackout meals you'll actually look forward to. Here are some recipe ideas to keep things interesting when your kitchen is running on fumes. Rice bowl. Deluxe. Combine rice, canned meat, and whatever veggies you've got on hand. Add soy sauce, spices, or even hot sauce to level up. Survival pizza. Use flatbread as a base. Smear it with canned tomato sauce and add toppings like canned mushrooms, olives, or even Spam. Cook it on a stovetop or campfire for a surprisingly satisfying meal. Apocalypse stew. Toss random ingredients, beans, broth, meat, and spices, into a pot and let it simmer. It's like a survivalist's version of stone soup. Staying healthy. When comfort foods dominate, it's tempting to live off ramen and canned ravioli, but long-term survival requires balanced nutrition. Here's how to avoid scurvy and keep your immune system in fighting shape. Vitamins and supplements. Multivitamins are a no-brainer. Stock up now so you're not trying to find vitamin C in a post-apocalyptic barter market. Balance the macros. Aim for a mix of carbs, rice, pasta, protein, canned meat, legumes, and fats, olive oil, nuts. Stay hydrated. Dehydration is sneaky. Drink water consistently, and don't forget about electrolytes. A stash of oral rehydration salts or sports drink powder can be a lifesaver. Final thoughts. Food as survival. Enjoy food as more than fuel. It's a way to maintain morale, a tool for bartering, and even a connection to the world we knew before everything went sideways. Sure, there's no Big Mac in sight, but with the right planning, you can still enjoy meals that don't make you question your life choices. And remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about being resourceful, adaptable, and maybe even a little creative. Whether you're baking flatbread over a fire or trading pickles for coffee beans, every meal is a small win in the face of chaos. So when the lights go out, don't settle for just surviving. Everyone will be equipped differently and have different options and preferences for eating. But eat well, laugh often, and remind yourself that even without fast food, you've got this.